Greetings, comic friends. It is a Wednesday. It is not a super great Wednesday. I have not been feeling well for almost the past week now, so I'm probably gonna keep it pretty brief so I can get back to resting. Um, don't be too concerned. I've been COVID tested. It's not that. It's just this strain of the adenovirus or something that's kind of going around my area here. Also mention I probably I'm out of town next week, so there will probably not be a TGIW next week. I'm sorry. I know that breaks a lot of hearts out there. This week, first of all, last week was a monster week, and I was real worried about getting through everything. I actually did. There was a day or two that I was just in a super reading mood, and I knocked out, I think, half of that stack in a day, and over the next couple days, just kind of whittled it down. So I got through all 26 books. I read all the local comic shop day ones. That Radio Apocalypse was really, really good. I might end up picking that up, or that I might wait for a trade for it. But if you haven't read that, I might suggest looking into that. It was really interesting. So this week the pendulum has swung the other way completely. Total of 8 books this week, which is nice. It's a nice little break, especially considering I'm going to be out of town. I'm not going to have sort of the full week to read through this stuff. I got to get through it in the next couple days, which obviously won't be a problem with this stack. I'm glad I don't have stuff left over from last week, and I can just dive into this short little stack of 8. So let's see what we got going. We have Swamp Thing number 10. So this has been extended. Originally this was a 10 issue limited. This was going to be the last issue, but it got extended to 16 issues. By popular demand, extended to 16 issues. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, not that I'm not enjoying it, but if there's more story to tell, that's fine. I was starting to feel that it had reached its end. Now, if with adding 6 more issues, if it's basically just, here we have another really fun arc we want to add, then fine. 16 issues is getting to the point of, I don't know, like some ongoings only last 16 issues, right? It's a bit much for a limited. But if it was going to be 10, and it's been doing so well, 6 issues is basically a standard arc, so they're probably adding another story, which is fine. If it's not dragging on the same thing, if this gets wrapped up here and then we just get another arc with the Swamp Thing, then I'm for it. I'm for it. Silver Coin number 7. It's horror anthology. It's hit or miss. It is. Speaking of Ram V, because this is Ram V too, isn't it? Written by Ram V. So horror anthology, different creative team every time. It looks like it's going to be some gambling or poker based thing, which gives a good opportunity for the coin to be there. Also, I don't know if you know, I really enjoy poker, so it'll be. I'm looking forward to that. Post Americana number 7. It's been a long time since we had a Post Americana. I don't remember where it left off. I know originally I thought this was going to be just a 6-issue series, and then it became evident that it wasn't. But I don't remember where it left off. But I think I found with this book, as I've been reading it, it doesn't really matter where it leaves off in the issue before, because it's all just unintelligible nonsense. And I mean that in a good way. A good way. It's just it's one of those. It's like Marjorie Finnegan, Time Criminal, or whatever that book's called. Where it's not really as much about the story, it's about just the nonsense that happens in each individual issue. So I don't remember what's happening in the story specifically. I think there was the general idea was this in the post-apocalyptic Earth, there was like this closed-in city That was very restricted, very strict. I think it was very conservative, if I remember correctly. And there was like a janitor or something, because there was like the upper echelon, and then there was like everybody else. This one person that lived there had kind of broken out and trying to help it, and somewhere I don't remember. I'll pick it up. This I'm real excited about. Devil's Reign. I've really been enjoying Daredevil. I've mentioned multiple times. The last arc when he was in prison with Elektra acting as Daredevil. That arc was absolutely fantastic, and I'm curious to see what goes on here and how it ties. All these other heroes are going to be tied into this. Daredevil is always doing something with Hell's Kitchen, right? Like this and like Shadowland and stuff. He can never just be the hero of Hell's Kitchen. He always has to do some sort of like, no, I'm going to take it over sort of thing. So I'm curious to see how's this different from like, Shadowland and all that. Crossover 10, I never have much else to say about Crossover except for that I really enjoy it. I'm sorry that people don't, but I still think it's definitely a breath of fresh air. They try to do something different, and for a lot of people, it didn't land, and that's fine. I respect what they're trying to do, and it is something that's out of the norm of even in your normal indie book. I really appreciate what they're trying to do, and I think it's succeeding. Batman 118. So this is Fear State is done. What's next? I don't know. A new chapter, I guess. So if you're not reading Batman, apparently this is probably a good jumping on point. Tinian is off of it. It's what now? Williamson now. I do enjoy Williamson. We'll see. Tinian had a really good run on it. Or Tynion. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. It doesn't matter. It matters, but I don't know how. Tinian had a really good run, had some really, really good ideas, some interesting characters come out of it. Some I enjoyed more than others. Not a huge fan of Punchline. Miracle Molly kind of grew on me. I was a bigger fan of Ghostmaker and Clown Hunter, which I don't think got as much recognition and use as the other two, maybe for gender reasons, but I thought they were much more actually interesting characters. So we'll see how Williamson does. I don't have any plans of stopping Batman. I've been on Batman for quite a while. And I always hate to stop a run. Amazing Spider-Man 80 dot Bay. These dot issues, that's stupid. They're annoying. I hate that they do them, but I've gone into that before. Anyway, I think issue 80 proper left off with Aunt May going to Doc Ock and say, "Hey, Peter's in trouble. I hate to do this, but I need your help." Why would Aunt May go to Doc? There's a lot of other doctors. Why not go to, I don't know. I guess Mr. Fantastic isn't a medical doctor, but I don't really know if Dr. Octopus is either. So, why? I don't know. I guess Aunt May doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. She has some connection with Doc Ock in the past, though not a great. It seems weird. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I don't know about that. It's just it seems like I understand it's an interesting thing, but at the same time there's no actual reason for her to do that. Whatever. And I guess there was a DC annual that came out this week that I thought they were all last week, but apparently not. Superman, Son of Kal-El. And I love this book. So the Return of Lex Luthor probably is pretty fun. But I've enjoyed Superman, Son of Kal-El from the beginning. And yeah, had all those DC annuals last week, and I gotta say, it was a lot to get through. But I don't think any one of them was bad. I thoroughly enjoyed every one of those annuals that I got last week, which, annuals are usually pretty hit and miss. It's because there's alternate creative teams on them. But they if I remember correctly, they all pretty much tied in fairly well to what was going on in the main series. The Joker one, not so much. The Joker one was pretty standalone, but it was really good. But I mean, I'll hand it to DC. Give credit where credit was due. Those annuals were the annuals this year were top notch. And usually that's not the case. They're usually like, I didn't really need to read that. Like I could have left that. I thoroughly enjoyed all of them, at least as much as I enjoyed an issue from the regular ongoing. So good job, DC. But that is it. Nice light week. Definitely happy to see that after last week. Let me know how you did this week. Did you have a light week as well? I think some people in the comments last week mentioned it was a rough week last week. Just a lot of stuff came out. But let me know how you did. Let me know your thoughts about what were your favorite things that came out this week and what you're excited to read. And that's it. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video is brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.